Good morning. I think we're live. Good morning. Welcome to day 7. And day 7, the first 12 traits of the Purposeful Warrior. So today's trait is vulnerable. And for me, I looked at many meanings, read many things, but actually means sexiness, believe it or not, because I think there's something truly sexy, both about confidence and especially vulnerability. I think it really connects you to your own intimacy and own connection with self. So it's a different view of sexiness perhaps, but I think it's really, that's my take on it. Got my coffee this morning. So today I decided to share a vulnerable story with you, part of my life. And because the power of vulnerability, what a gift it truly is. And I'm hugely respectful of the infertility journey. It's very personal for anyone going through it. There are many reasons and many varying outcomes. Yet giving myself permission to feel the emotions I needed to feel has provoked some deep soul searching over the years for me. Outrageous amounts of Kleenex, puffy eyes, and now finally some inner peace. So here's what I wish others with infertility issues knew. And you may already know this and have your own journey. Like I say, I'm hugely respectful of that. Everyone has their own journey with these things when it does affect you or someone that you love in your life. So whilst progressing on my emotional renovation, if you like, my servant's heart truly wishes to serve others. So I choose to share here today my vulnerability with you around this issue and how it's affected my life. Give yourself permission to feel it all right now when you need to. But hashtag 50 Shades of Grey. I never allowed myself this gift. I never allowed myself to acknowledge or feel anything about my personal fertility journey. And I felt quite alone, trapped and unsupported really by partners in my previous relationships. Hi Jai, good morning. I squashed it down, deep down inside. Never discussed it with anyone. It just ate away at me like a cancer from within. Because you see, as a young girl, my dreams were of having my own family, a romantic husband, the picture perfect life, which as it turned out was far from my reality. And the one major way I sought comfort through all of those years was with food. The comforting, numbing effect of overindulging in what I now know to be scary bad food. At the time, it just helped me, deal with those emotions I was suppressing and to try and put a happy face on everything. And of course, I did it in secret, seriously believing that no one knew but me, pushing chocolate bars up my sleeves and going to eat them in the toilet at work, thinking that no one knew, no one could see that I was getting bigger and bigger. Wow, and even now, right there, that statement breaks my heart to think really how I've self-sabotaged myself for so long. And yet the other way was to throw myself seriously into my career and work, which I did for years and years, because this really did become my surrogate family, my job, my work. And I'm talking about my working corporate world, as an accountant, a company secretary, doing lots of things like that. So I gave everything to everyone else. My money, my time, my energy, my love. I was used and abused by so many. And I never really allowed anyone else the privilege of seeing me, all of my glorious true selves. Fuck, why would I do that? I've got no idea, because each and every part of me, every one of my cells is so fucking awesome. It's unreal. It's unreal. And I'm so grateful now to be able to see all of my struggles now as I look back. And so grateful that they forged me into who I am today and who I am becoming. It's an evolution. It's a journey that I hope never ends. Yet this behavior I indulged in, for so long, it seriously had the potential to destroy me, to literally kill me. I have several medical issues now that I know are self-inflicted, and even that's been so hard to acknowledge. And yet now I'm working hard on my own journey to wellness, embracing more and more my emotions, coaxing them to the surface, if you like. And it's beautiful to feel the love and trust in myself grow as the fear and the doubt subsides. And the effects of just it all rippling through the areas of my life. My eating habits are slowly getting better. I'm by far from perfect, but they're slowly getting better. And I'm moving my body more, not as much as I could be, but I'm moving more each and every day. And I'm feeling more my own light shining from within. Because the more I acknowledge the anger I felt at the world, at my body for not being normal, myself for allowing me to become what I became, the more I realize that in choosing to change these limiting beliefs, peace grows within me. And I'm sort of becoming more and more empowered to serve others. It's a beautiful ripple that I'm creating for myself, those around me, and the warrior community at large. The regret and the guilt I once felt around not seeking help more. Did I try hard enough? Did I do everything I could? All of these things, these thoughts and these words that float around in my head. Actually, no, I don't believe I did. I don't believe I tried hard enough. I did everything I could to say that I really wanted to have a family. Yet I'm at peace with this now. And the shame is softened by knowing the turbulence of my past relationships was not a safe environment for a child. An abusive physical and emotional abusive relationship is not an environment really that I wanted to bring a child into. So this brings me some peace and relief. And I see the joy building inside me as I continue to acknowledge the many blessings I do have. My wonderful family, even though we're miles apart, our connection remains strong. Friends and their children whose lives I share. Godmother, auntie, big sister to so many. And a relationship of 7 years that gifted me unconditional love of stepchildren and grandchild. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. Since that relationship's ended and the connection with my stepchildren struggles, it's practically non-existent now. And yet I am so grateful for the time and the memories we shared. I'm still a doting mum of 4-legged fur babies and the chucks. Sadly, now they've all passed away. And whilst I thought I was not ready for another baby just yet, along came Saba, our beautiful 3-year-old Rottie. Such an old soul. She's so grounded, and she's a blessing to have in our lives. You see, the emptiness I once felt each Mother's Day is now filled with gratitude and blessings for what I have. I wouldn't be honest if I said that I was never sad, at times when reflecting the tears flow. But as I'm enjoying my 53rd orbit around the sun, I know the window is perhaps closing, and I leave it in the hands of what will be. And you know what? That's okay with me. I'm building my legacy in a different way now, the Purposeful Warrior way. So no matter how you go about solving your challenges, the important thing is that you remain open to change. Allow everything to happen as it needs to. There are so many things to be grateful for us all. We just need to open our eyes and see. None of us know what tomorrow will bring, so enjoy the present that is today. Live a fulfilled life. I intend to. As some days, not a day of the week. Let your past make you better, not bitter. Lean into those lessons and learnings and see the blessings that are there for you. Lean in and learn the language of silence. It's one of the things that really helped me a lot. So if you're not journaling, then please give it a go. Start. Yes, it can be hard at first, but Persevere, it is worth it. It really is. Because with uncertainty comes progress. With self-awareness comes transformational change. Nobody can make you happy until you're happy within yourself. Love and embrace all that is you. The good, the bad, the ugly, your 50 shades of grey, your sexiness, embrace it all. So that's my message and what I wanted to share around vulnerability. I'm proud of myself. I haven't got too upset. I'm really peaceful with where I am on this journey right now. It's good. So let me share about the workbook. So the workbook, as I said, after having looked up various things of vulnerability, I could think of nothing better than it. For me, it's sexy, and I say bring it on. Because whilst opening up can be frightening, sure, maybe you can share your struggles with your partner or your spouse, but your friends and family, can you really be that vulnerable? It can be much harder. You know, even opening up to a trained therapist sometimes, or a coach, can be tough if you're not used to it. But you're not alone. Many people grapple with vulnerability. If you tend to keep things bottled up and ignore your problems, then it's important to learn how to be vulnerable. Not only is it a key to emotional change, but it's also the best way that you can make friends, learn new perspectives, and also succeed in life. So don't shy away from overcoming your emotional shyness. There's a few reasons why vulnerability is important, I believe, and how you can work to overcome the fear of opening up. The first one really is that being vulnerable allows you to be open to change. Because no matter how much you want change, you actually can't change until you're willing to put in the work. It doesn't just happen. There is no magic pill here. And that work requires vulnerability. So no matter how hard it can be, let's say you've had a bad habit that you want to break, like eating too much candy or chockies or whatever it happens to be, and you desperately want to stop. Candy's affecting your waistline perhaps, and your regular trips to the vending machine are putting a serious dent in your wallet as well. Yet before you can stop the bad habit, you need to look at the root cause. So why are you doing it? Are you bored? Are you comforting yourself like I was? Because you feel excluded at work perhaps, or for me it was a deeper reason than that. You may need to dig deep, and this also requires vulnerability with yourself, to actually be honest, to get words down on paper, to write down your innermost thoughts. And that perhaps is where it starts. That's where the journey starts. Because after all, you can't examine your deepest, darkest feelings without revealing deep, dark feelings. Change requires serious, honest self-analysis. It really does. And vulnerability is the key to finding the truth. And did I mention it's extremely sexy too? Another thing about vulnerability is it allows you to understand new perspectives. Because it might be nice if the world did indeed revolve around you, chances are it doesn't. And finding our place in the world requires accepting the importance of others. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable, that can make that journey so much easier. And accepting new ideas and perspectives means acknowledging that your experiences aren't the end-all be-all of life. And that can be difficult. There's no shame in wanting to set aside your beliefs, even momentarily. But if you just think bigger than yourself, vulnerability helps you to accept the needs and desires that aren't always the most important, which is the key to expanding your views and making friends, and also becoming more sexy. And the last thing I'll mention is that vulnerability also builds intimacy by allowing people to see the real you. So if you have trouble making friends, do you ever wonder why? It might be because you're scared to be vulnerable. I'm not saying that you meet someone new in the shop or the bar or whatever and you just gush all your whole life story. That's not what I mean. It's just being open to having some of those vulnerable conversations. Because empathy is the glue that solidifies relationships when we really think about it. So if you feel your innate inability to be vulnerable is affecting your life, then I'd invite you to consider reaching out to someone to talk about it. They're trained to help you work through these issues and can help you be vulnerable when it's most important. So your task for today, so you can go into the draw. We're going to do a draw after this live in a moment for day 6. We'll do another draw on day 9. But the task for today is to share with us what vulnerable means to you. I look forward to seeing your answers and looking again to connect with you tomorrow on day 8. So before we wrap up now, we will do the draw. So I put all of the guys have collected all the comments from the posts over the last 6 days, and I've put all of the names in this beautiful Santa hat. You can hear them shaking around there. There's about, I think it's about 11 names altogether, which is okay, that's all right. So this draw today is to for a copy of my book, Becoming Functionally Selfish, The Journey to Me. And I will draw the name out of the hat. So let me go. Here we go. Let's dig in deeply. This one. All right. So the name is David Lawson. Now you can see that. Oh, you can't really see it, can you? There you go. David Lawson. So congratulations, David. One of the team will reach out to you and get your details, and I'll post you a copy of the book, and I hope you enjoy that. And if the book is not for you, please feel free to pass it on to someone else. That's what it's all about. So I'll leave it there, guys. Remember, embrace your vulnerability. It's sexy and it brings empathy, creates deeper connections, deeper relationships. It's something not to be shied away from. I encourage you all to embrace even more vulnerability in your life. It's part of the warrior way. So just to recap what we've done so far, and if you haven't watched any of the other lives, I invite you to go back. I think they're all on the YouTube channel as well. You can have a look now. So day 1, we talked about purposeful. And purposeful, if you remember, was really big, intentional and full of your own design. We talked about warriors becoming optimistic, you know, finding that really belief that good will prevail. Day 3 was courageous, you know, exploring our inner impulses, making sure that we follow our inner gut, our feelings. Day 4 was tenacious, when we stretched beyond, you know, we really expand with intensity. Out of our comfort zone, we reach for more things. Day 5, one of my favorite days, is playful. No, we're naughty, fun and playful. You know, we sort of do all of the things and roll it all into one. Day 6 was fierce, and fierce is all about being wild, proud and untamed. A bit like a cheetah, you know, we don't want to be caged. We don't want to be restricted. We need to be free to be who we are, so untamed and wild. And then today was vulnerable, day 7. So I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow when we'll get into day 8 and move forward. Until then, have a great day. Bye now.